Hello, everybody. How we doing? It's been a minute, so I got to get used to streaming again, but it's nice to be back. There's been a lot of Kirby news that's been going around, so I'm gonna kind of use this stream as a little as a way to kind of talk about that kind of stuff. But I really want to get into the music, so just give me one more second. I gotta let everyone know I'm streaming. Gotta alert the socials and stuff. But as soon as I do that, we can get right into it. In the meantime, for the viewers that are here, how we doing today? You know what? And while we're waiting, I'll put this track on. God, ads. There we go. This is one of my favorite versions of Green Greens. Okay, I'm all set. Let's get started. How's the audio going? Is everything good? Kirby, so true. Hey, how you doing, unpopular trash can? You always coming around these live streams. Love to see it. Since we're about to start, I might as well like explain the plan. I'm thinking to just draw, and while I'm drawing, we'll be listening to the new Kirby and the Forgotten Land Star-Crossed World soundtrack because they added a bunch of new songs, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. So yeah, I'm just thinking, just a chill drawing stream while talking about the new Kirby music, which I love. Elegem, yo, what's up? Unpopular trash can, they cozy? Yeah, they are chilling in this picture. All right. I'm not thinking to listen to every single track, just my favorites, which I have a lot of. Wish I could draw too. My pen tablet broke. Ah, that sucks, man. But I will say, nothing wrong with some good old traditional art. It has been a day since I last worked on this, so let me see what I want to do. I do want to tweak Fire Kirby a little bit. The new soundtrack gave us a name of it. Yeah, I realized that. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't have a name before. And what was it? Dark Prince of Mirrors and Regret, I think it was. Very cool. Speaking of, let's start with my first. This is like one of my favorites. One of the best Ando tracks, in my opinion. It's so good. So while we're drawing, let's listen to Meteor Shower's Arrival. Oh, it's so cool. Haven't given a listen to the full OST, so it's a good chance. Agreed. I'm thinking to like let it play one time and then talk about it. just to let you guys hear it first. It's so good. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about here with the music. Uh, oh, Ultimate Chicken, nice to see you. Thinking I'm late, I saw your post and have been dying to talk to people about this OST. The people, it's beyond amazing. New soundtrack has a lot of compared to Base Forgotten Land. Okay, it's almost over, so I'll like pause and like jump to different parts of the music that I like. Okay, so yeah, this is oh, real quick, by the way, guys, how's the audio? Is everything good? Is the music coming out good? Is my voice coming out good? Just give me like a little heads up if something's a little too quiet, because I can easily adjust that. But yeah, like the first thing I want to talk about with like the music is it's all something you'll notice, like a reoccurring theme with the music is it's almost like the crystal's impact. I think your music is a smidge too loud over your voice. All right, we can take care of that. Let me just knock it down a smidge. Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, something I really like about the music is it's almost like the impact of the crystal is kind of shaking up the world and almost like giving it some new life, and that is shown in the music because it completely like switches up how the music is. Like usually you listen to this track and it's all like happy and bubbly, it's like, whoa, we're in a new world. But this one, it's a little bit more dramatic. I'm gonna go back to the part again. Like it's the start is so cool. Like listen to this. And like the way it uses the motif, da 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 da, it's so good. And it kind of balances this fine line of like being, oh, it's so cool and pretty and majestic, but also like not completely inviting. It's like it still kind of puts you on that edge, like, oh, we got to be careful, because it's not a completely like good thing, but it's also giving like a new sense of adventure, which I really like. And as you continue listening to it, just that one bit, like the drums and stuff, and I think that's like a slap bass or something. Oof. Like the energy is already like so good here. Love how this and Base Forgotten Land music feels both so familiar yet completely new. Well, both the music and the game itself does. Yeah, agreed. They did a good job of making the new worlds feel new but also familiar. Unrelated, but Moonlight Canyon Labyrinth caught me completely off guard. Wasn't expecting smooth jazz. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that soon. It's exciting, but the whole time it's surrounded with this fear and intrigue of the unknown. Exactly. Ooh, you get it, Ultimate Chicken. You completely get it. And Kirby does, I would say Kirby does this a lot. Like, just thinking off the top of my head, Return to Dreamland, the Another Dimension segments, how it's like so... It's very fast-paced and energetic. It's not like completely welcoming, but it's still kind of intriguing. Like, oh, I want to go more into this another world and see what's going on. This has a similar vibe, but since we already ran through this world before, it has that extra bit of weight, like that motif, the motif of the new world. It's so good. How they like almost like dramatize it. It's very nice. Oh, I should have like a little disclaimer. I am not. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily musically informed. I don't know a lot of musical terms and that stuff. I'm just a really big fan of Kirby music. It's so good. And of course, the vocals here are really nice because in the original game, we didn't really hear vocals until the end, until we fought the final boss. But the use of vocals throughout the entire mode here is really interesting, and I think it's because of I don't know if I should go into complete spoilers. I mean, we're going to talk about the final boss tracks anyway, so I might as well talk about it. Music describes the mystery of Kirby World perfectly. Very true. Do you think this game is built up for a future Galactonite appearance? I mean DLC. Did you play Ukulele the Impossible Layer? No, I have not. But yes, I do think this could potentially be relate to Galactonite in some way, just judging based on the lore that we saw. Because the stories, they're it said they stopped a galactic crisis before, which is like alluded to be Galactonite, but also in the music, we'll talk about it later, but there are it directly calls back to Galactonite in some spaces, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say yeah.
Delivering safe, clean,
gotta watch out for these ads. Feels like they heard the final tracks and went, hold up, wait, musician, more vocals, please. Yeah, but also because this giant shakeup to the entire world is all because of the main villain, which relates to Elphalus. So it makes sense that now these vocals have kind of permeated throughout the entire world. So it's like a nice bit of storytelling, I guess. Ooh, this one is so cool. This is one of the tracks they previewed before the game released. It immediately grabbed me. Oh my, he's freaking killing it, dude. This is the best part right here. So something I really like about modern Kirby music is that they're really starting to go nuts with the guitars and stuff. Of course, like Kirby music before. Let me actually go back to that same track. Something about Kirby music is that before, of course, they did use guitars and stuff, but it was usually electronic or synthy. But starting with this game, they really started to lean more into the electric guitar, and it just with what's his name, Yuta Ogasahara. That's like one of the new composers. But also this track in particular, this was also made by a new composer who just showed up for this game to compose tracks. I don't know where he came from, but his name is Yuki Endo, I think. Let me check. Yuki Kato. Yeah, so just out of nowhere, we have a new composer. We have a brand new Kirby composer. We just got two, like in freaking Star Allies, and now we have another one, which is crazy. There's so many. Kirby music is exploding. Like, that's all I have to say. But yeah, with This person in Utah, I really like how we're starting to hear more, just like more guitar tracks, more rock tracks in Kirby that aren't like super synthy, which is just, oh, it's so good. Next track is, ooh, this one. Oh, sorry, let me look at the comments. Galactonite really fell off in interest since he popped in, fought and died constantly, so having lore relating to him while not even mentioning Galacta is so refreshing. Yeah, and it does seem like to make up for that, they're building Galactonite up since he's never actually had a main canon appearance. So it's like they're like, okay, we get it. When Galactonite actually shows up in canon, it's gonna be like this big, big, big thing. So we're like building him up over various games, showing his various abilities, building him up until he'll be done right with like he'll be done with justice. So I don't know. We'll see how Galactonite is gonna be when he eventually shows up in the main Kirby timeline or whatever. But I think they're gonna do him well. Not trying to bring up another game. The only reason I asked is because level mechanics change the level we already been to. They both share. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Impossible Layer. It does sound like a good time. The thing I found intriguing is that everyone says Galactonite is capable of mass destruction, but no one ever said that he actually did it. We'll see. Isn't the story that Galactonite didn't actually do it and they sealed him out of fear? They did seal him out of fear. From what I remember, that's what they said in Superstar Ultra. So Galactonite is probably legit. Good guy. We don't know that for sure. We don't know what he's capable of. Hey, guy who told you to remind him of the live is here. Oh, hey, what's up? Utah is the new favorite Kirby composer. He did one new song for Starcross Worlds, and it's my absolute favorite. It may be my favorite Kirby song ever. Interesting. I was surprised that he only did one song. But I guess it's like it almost balances out how many tracks he did in the base game, because he like ran the show for the original Forgotten Lands. Like most of the tracks are his, most of the motifs are his. I'm pretty sure he was also responsible for the main vocal track. So I guess this the side mode, him only contributing one, almost balances that out, because most of these tracks are remixes of his theme, which is funny. Like most of the remix tracks we're gonna hear today are remixes of themes he originally made, which is just insane to hear. Still working on a thumbnail? Yes, I am. I like to believe that it's like a middle point where he didn't do anything bad, but he had a... Yeah, we don't know for sure. Like it could be a situation where it's like, oh man, he went power crazy. Or it could be a situation where they literally just feared him and sealed him away just because of that. Fear definitely plays a part of it, but we don't know how much of a part. If it was just out of fear of the potential of what he could do or something he did do. We don't know, but we'll see. In the meantime, this is also one of my favorite tracks. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Wait, so is Junichi Kawa now a freelancer composer that still does music for Kirby games? That's what I've heard. That's what I believe. It really does. I feel like Hal is trying to prepare these new composers since Jun and Hirokazu are getting older and will surely retire at some point. Yeah, it's a shame, but I mean, they're leaving one hell of a legacy, so it is what it is. And I mean, these new composers, they're amazing. So I'll be sad to see Jun and Hirokazu Ando eventually go, but the series is in good hands if this soundtrack is anything to go by. So yeah, now let's listen to Lost in a Lava Mall. This is one of my favorites. This was also shown off before the game released. So let's hear it. Shoho Sakai is so cool, man. So cool. Hell yeah. This is like the most like battle royale rainbow curse thing I've ever heard. Like this sounds like it was ripped right out of Battle Royale. Like this is like a secret bonus track that was in that game that was never released. It's so good. And then the main theme here with the vocals, very nice. Okay, so I do have a lot to say here. First of all, that freaking intro. Let's listen to that intro one more time. Like, listen to this. How is that not the coolest shit you've ever heard? Love the timing changes. And just listen to the way like the instruments like bounce back and forth between each other. How like one takes the lead, then it goes to like it starts with like a bass, I think. Yeah, like starts with a bass. Then this instrument, which I don't know. wait, no. This is a synth, then the instrument is the bass, then it goes back to the synth, and then it goes to a guitar. Like that intro, like I've seen people play this level, and as soon as they like step foot into the mall and hear this, they like literally have to like stop for a second just to hear this. It's so cool, and it like the energy just keeps going. And that synth, it reminds me so much of Battle Royale, like this part right here. It's like I keep saying it, but it sounds like it was taken right from Battle Royale, and I freaking love it, dude. I really want to see how all this new Kirby mixes in with the Sakurai style. It never feels like the Sakurai games and post-Sakurai are part, just two halves of the heart of the series. I am really interested to see how Air Ride and stuff is going to be handled. I do kind of want to listen to some of that music today if I have the time, but I do like what I'm hearing. One track in particular, I'm like betting that Shoho Sakai worked on. I would be like so surprised if he didn't. Okay, I think I'm done with Fire Kirby. I just wanted to adjust to his outline. I am thinking of moving him a little bit more to the left, but I'll adjust that kind of stuff when I'm done. I guess I can work on the shading on Beetle Kirby's hat. I usually still play through a level and enjoy the music later. Almost every level in Star Cross World required me to stop and listen. It is that kind of game. I do want to, actually no, I do have a few things to say about the motif itself that's constantly used, like you're listening to it right here. He even like, okay, this part is interesting too. He's doing a live mall and then it's almost like it stops. The melody stops for a second and then it jumps to the main motif. So Battle Royale. Oh my god. Yeah, this part is so cool. And this part sounds kind of like Air Ride. And this part is cool too. How he like switches up the motif. How he like I don't know what to call it, but it's almost like he's breaking it up with drums, like doom 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 doom. Very cool. But one last thing I wanted to say about this track, I like how it continues with the theming of Ando's track, the first one we listened to, because it kind of has this sense of danger but also intrigue. It's like that. It's like rides that fine line, which is what a lot of Kirby adventures are, which is really cool. So I'm gonna listen back to that part one more time. Not this part, but we can listen to the intro again because it's so good. I think this part is like entirely new. Like that's a new motif he put in for that intro. But this part. So that's something really interesting to me because it starts off, I think it's like in minor. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like it starts off kind of sinister, but then in the end part, it like comes back around to how the original was, where it's kind of like happy and cheerful. Like do 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 do. Let me go back. Yeah, like it's kind of like creepy in like a cool way, but then it comes back to being cheerful. It's like it's so good. It's so good. And it's like always like I don't know how to. It's like keeping you on your toes, because it's like always like shifting from like a more like almost like intense, almost kind of sinister vibe, and then it's like, oh no, we're hopeful again. It's very nice. Okay, next we're gonna talk about another one of my favorite tracks. Like I said, you're gonna hear me say that a lot. Fallen Star Beach, which once again is made by Yuki. What's his name? Yuki Kato, the new composer. And this, I think, is man, whenever I'm like listening to the soundtrack, it's so crazy to me because every time I think to myself, oh, this is this composer's best track in the game. And then I literally the next song I go to and it's like, oh, never mind. This is the best. It's they're all amazing. They're all amazing. Yeah, so Fallen Star Beach, another one of my favorites. Help, I lost my mom energy. You have mom energy, that's crazy. That's so good. Makes you feel like a kid on Christmas, even though this isn't a Christmas track. It does have like that whimsical vibe to it, which is just, oh, it's so addicting. Perfect. This part is oof. I'll talk about it after it loops. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Oh my god. This is, I remember first hearing this. Whenever I would hear it in the little like 30-second trailers, I would like lose my mind because I was like I need to hear more of this track. Um and when I first heard it, I thought this was Ando, partly because I didn't know this new composer would be joining the fray. You like listen to this part and it reminds me exactly of one of Ando's what's it called? Dream Course. Dream Course? Yeah, Dream Course tracks. The like Castles of Cake. It starts off kind of similar, but in a much faster tone here. But no, it's just by a different composer. Let me show you the part I'm talking about. That part, it sounds exactly. I'm just gonna pull it up. The part I'm thinking about. No, I was saying lost my mom energy for the mall, like in minor, like the minor tone sounds eerie, but oh, I see what you're saying. Like a kid being lost in a ooh, that's a good analogy. Like a kid gets lost in the mall, he's like, where am I? Um, the beat is so happy, it's mind blowing. Something I want to say, actually, no, I'll say it after we listen to it first. Castles of Cake. Okay, so that's Castles of Cake from Kirby's Dream Course. And this is what the beach track reminded me of. I'm going to play the beach track one more time. So we're going to listen to it again. So yeah, very, very similar start. I don't think it was intentional, but very nice. Keeping the spirit alive, even if it's not intentional. Little things like that are how you know it's a Kirby track. When the composer accidentally reuses something from a different Kirby game, because Ando does that all the time. It's so good. Little things like that shows that they're always in a similar kind of mindset, no matter how different the composer's styles are. They're always like united by that same Kirby idea of like having those nice simple melodies. It's so good. But I will say for this new Kirby track, it's I do think it does well in conveying like what the level is actually doing, because you hear it and it's almost like trickling water the way it like drips in. Uh, so yeah, that little like twinkling as it's like as the energy like builds and builds, it's very nice because when you start the stage, a giant meteor crashes in and it creates these like crystal walls that part the sea, and you can see like little holes in the crystal that are pouring out water, which keeps the ocean floor like still gives it like a little bit of water, which I think is what that part of the music is meant to reflect. And it's so good. It's like little attentions to detail like that, so good. And then just from here, it just the energy builds and builds. It's so good. Um, and it kind of subverts what we heard before, because in the other tracks, it's kind of intense, kind of how do I say it? There's a bit of danger, but there's also like a bit of fun and adventure in it. This one is just like all fun. It's all vibes. We're having a great time. The bells and glockenspiel always make me think of the shimmering of all the new crystals. Ooh, yeah, I can hear it. Like it's almost like a twinkling kind of sound. I gotta say too, I like how dynamic the track is. There's like it's constantly shifting in energy, and this composer, I think that's something this composer does a lot, from what I remember. We'll see as we listen to more music, but they do a good job at like shifting the energy of the track. I don't know how else to say it, but like think about how we started off. Started off very like simple, and the track kind of built up energy. And then this part here, very nice. Ah, that flute. In this part, we slow down a little bit for this section. And then the drums pick back up again. And then we shift into I forget what the stage is called, but this is a different track entirely that it's remixing. Oh, it's so good. So I will say with this part, for whatever reason, I was just like, I don't know why, but in my mind, it just really sounds like Dreamland. Are you hearing music? I don't hear any. Uh-oh. That's an issue. Um, Great. Peachy. Okay, hello? I think I accidentally cut stream by accident. Trying to fix the issue. Okay, at least the music is working again. Is everyone still here? Okay, I'm checking on another device. It seems like it's still here, but that was weird. My bad, guys. There we go. Yeah, for whatever reason, randomly the audio cuts out. I remember this being a problem on one of the streams I had. So, Peachy, it's just Peachy that it's coming back. That's okay, I'll figure it out. It's okay, I can hear you and hear the music, you're good. Awesome. I forgot what I was saying. Right, yeah, for whatever reason, this part in particular reminds me of Dreamland 2. I don't know why. I think it's because it's done so simply with just like a few instruments. Okay, that's not entirely true because there are a ton of instruments there. I don't know, I guess it reminds me of like the 8-bit sounds of the Game Boy. But yeah, I like how he jumps to Rushing Waterworks. And again, it's like a complete shift. To be fair though, this is a melody, and usually you do that a lot with melodies. But then again, later Ando does something a little different in his melody. We'll talk about it. Yeah, that's right. And then there's this section at the end. So yeah, most level themes in this game use the same motif, and a lot of them do it differently, as we're about to hear. So good. So good. Okay, so yeah, I like how the motif, what should I even call the motif now that I think about it? I guess I'll just call it the Starfall motif. I like how it's like all big and bombastic, because we just got out of the Rushing Waterworks part of the song, which is a little bit more laid back. The percussion is still keeping the energy up, but the I don't know what to call it, the lead instrument. Yeah, the part that's doing the actual melody. It's a little bit more laid back, and then it explodes into the Starfall motif. And then there's that like I don't know how to describe it, but that like glittering kind of sound. So cool. I didn't catch that one, but I remember that being a problem one from one of your past posts. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with OBS. My OBS sometimes. But yeah, let's switch tracks. And now we're gonna hear one of your favorites, or your favorite one, Ultimate Chicken. Washed away at Cement Summit. Every single intro to these tracks have been like amazing. And the way they use the vocals, perfect. This might be like the coolest way the vocals are used in the entire mode. This has the best vocals of all, but yeah, so we're of the same mind. The harmonizing is haunting and so deep and beautiful. Yeah, I'm actually gonna rewind back. It reminds me a lot of Rainbow Curse. I'm thinking of Lost in the Ruins track, I think it is. I think there's vocals in that. And it reminds me a lot of that, but it's done so well here. And of course, Utah with the cool ass guitar, as always. That little part too, I like this. The transition from this part to the vocals part. Oh, and I noticed another part while I'm listening. I don't know the different instruments, but there's this part in the back that keeps like going down. It's like dun 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 dun, and it's such a like good combination of instruments. It's so good. I'm gonna go back. I think that's the bass. How is this soundtrack so cool? I don't understand. So I do actually kind of want to go back a little bit. Something interesting about this remix: the original used a lot of like mechanical sounds, or at least the drums were invoking a lot of like mechanical kind of sounds, which makes sense because you're like running through tunnels and it's like boom, you're gonna hear whatever noise uh in the distance like echo through the tunnel since you're like in a machine works kind of environment. This one, it doesn't really do that, and it kind of replaces those with the vocals and the cool ass guitar, which I Yuta Ogasahara is a genius. I fell in love with the wind blowing on Earthfall, and ever since then, he has just blown away from my mind. Back from dinner, how's streaming going? Good. I only fucked it up once. I only accidentally ended stream once, but we're good. We're doing great. Um, yeah, the vocals here are so good. Oh, actually, no, no, no. The drums are still kind of invoking that mechanical, echoey sound, just not to the same degree as the original was. So good. Nah, blame it on the internet. Nah, I'll do you one better. I'll blame it on OBS because that's the thing that just crashed for no reason. But yeah, this is so good. And I have to say, I in the original Floyd, you know what? Let's just listen to that because that's also one of my favorites. Forgotten Land. That the melody in that, for whatever reason, that is like uh I forget his name. What's Mr. Green's name again? I know their colors, but not but I forget their names sometimes. Um Yuki Shimuka. By the way, we have two Yukis. That doesn't make it confusing at all. But Yuki Shimuka, he really nailed the Kirby motif style. Like this sound, it sounds like a classic Kirby motif. No music again? Okay. Let me find a way to fix that. That won't crash the stream. Let's see if we can do that. Everything else still sounds good though, right? Let's see. Audio capture. Yeah, I have no idea why it does this. I just have to click restart capture. Yeah, okay. That's simple. Is everything good with the music now? Can you guys hear it? There it is. Perfect. Okay, cool. So let's go back a little bit. But yeah, like as soon as the song starts, you can already hear what I'm talking about. Like just the sound of like metal being bashed. You can hear in the back. Which is already like one of the most Kirby things you can hear. My ears are back to being happy, so it works. Cool. It reminds me a lot of tracks like Steel Beat from Robobot and Great Cave Unoffensive, or whatever it's called, from Rainbow Curse. And I love that synth. Again, so Kirby. Reminds you of 64 Factory a slight bit. Agreed. Wait, are there vocals in this too? Hold on, let me go back. No, they're not. Okay. And that percussion of just like that metal banging, it's so good. I think like that's the craziest thing to me about Kirby music. Is like no matter who they bring on or when, they always manage to like fit in the mold, but in their own unique way. Like when I say fit in the mold, I don't want this to sound like, oh, they're limited. It's not even that they're limited. They're just staying consistent while still bringing their own energy to the music. And it's, by the way, it's insane to me now. Since we have a new composer, we have like 8 Kirby composers now, and we somehow got them all to work on the same game. Somehow we're living in a timeline where it's like 8 Kirby composers from the very freaking beginning of the series to a new one that we just added for this game. We have like all the Kirby composers just all working on one project, which is insane. Like, remember a few years ago when it was just like Ando and Ishikawa? Remember a few years ago when we first got Return to Dreamland, and that was like the first game where Ando and Ishikawa were like working together on the mainline game. Like, we've come from such a long way. It's crazy to me. Kirby music has never been in a better place. Kirby composers are one big happy family. Like, literally. Like, somehow they're all on the same page, like always. And they usually all get it right, like immediately on the first try. Even Ishikawa, like on his first fucking game, he made green greens. Like, how does someone do that? How do you make green greens on your first try? Insanity. Actual insanity. Yeah. But I mainly just wanted to play the original just to hear some of Utah's changes. Um, so, like I was saying in the original, they kind of have that metallic banging, but they just like, I think Utah instead, to convey that sense of space, of moving throughout like a, what's it called, an echoey claustrophobic environment, he put these vocals in as they're echoing throughout, which is kind of, I feel like that's meant to symbolize the crystals, how they're all scattered around the underground environment, and as you're passing through, it's like, oh, they're like echoing out and spreading their effects, kind of like a echo, which is cool. It is so. How do you do this? How do you make music so good? One Duck, hey, how you doing? We're just chilling out and listening to Kirby music and drawing. When I'm not getting sidetracked by how freaking awesome this music is. Yeah, and this is like the way it like goes down with the vocals. Kirby loves looking at its past, which is cool, but Forgotten Land is a wonderful new evolution that looks forward while still staying true to its heart. Very, I couldn't have said it better myself. I feel bad I have to go, but can you briefly share your initial thoughts of the Air Riders track so far? If you want to wait for after this, I understand. Regardless, the stream was great. Yeah, I guess I could talk about it for a little bit. I'll talk about it while we listen to it, actually. I think that it's really good, and I think Shoho Sakai left his grubby little fingerprints all over the soundtrack. I jest, of course, but I do think Shoho Sakai is involved. I think it's great. Vocal tracks, I think it's okay. Usually Kirby vocal tracks give me a minute to warm up to. Like I didn't love Kirby and the Forgotten Land's vocal track immediately, but I love it now. Uh, OST. My favorite, of course, just like everyone else, is the mountain theme, Mount Amber Falls. That is amazing. It's an amazing track. Amber Falls. Just give me a minute to. Okay, so I guess it's not on YouTube. I guess I literally have to go to the Nintendo website or whatever, which is unfortunate. Or I could listen to Tater Tots Tunes remix. That's fine. You know what? I'll figure this out later. But I really like that theme. I also like the machine theme. That is another one of those tracks that's just like, how do you sound so Kirby? This is like again one of the most Kirby things I've ever heard. There's a part that sounds like, let me think about it. It goes do 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 do. It has a very like Mass Attack kind of sound. The Floral Fields theme is also, hold on, that might be on YouTube. That one might be on YouTube. Let's see. I hate how they take down all the Starlit journeys on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, it sucks. They want people to get their app. I mean, that's why they keep advertising it and stuff. Kirby Air Riders, Floor, via Fields. It has this kind of like the music and the environments have this kind of feel where it's like Kirby, but like with an asterisk. If that sounds like, I don't know how else to put it. Um, and I think part of it too is because I'm so used to the musical style when Kumazaki is the director, and so when someone else takes a hold of Kirby, of the Kirby game, and kind of shifts the musical direction, it's kind of noticeable. Like I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, it's not on YouTube, which is unfortunate. There's someone reacting to the music though, which is, I mean, good for him. Yeah, good for that guy. You know what? I'll worry about this later. Who knows? If not in this stream, then maybe a follow up stream. Uh, let's see. Mount Amber Falls is also mind blowing. It really is. So also sorry, I didn't mean to change your pace. I like hearing others' thoughts. You mentioned it earlier. No, we're having fun here. Kirby's full of love. Love Nintendo, not so much. The app has nothing on it. Yeah, barely anything. True, but you know, free excuse. You like Kirby? Glad to hear that, Skibidi Riz. Glad to hear that. But yeah, let's continue with the Starcross World OST, and when we're done with that, maybe we can check with what's it called? Um, Air Riders OST. Oh man, I've been streaming for like an hour already. Okay. Let's jump to my next. This one. This is one of my favorite ones out of the entire soundtrack. Which I know I keep saying, but it's true. It's definitely true this time. Nah, all these tracks are too good to put them over each other. They're just all amazing. But this one right here, this one really stuck out to me. This is, what is it called? Uh, Crossing Wandaria. I'll admit this. When I first heard this track, I didn't really like it, but that's because I was listening to it over like the muffled Nintendo Treehouse whatever footage. Hearing it on its own, whoo, it's really good. So let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, great. The music stopped again. Let's fix that. My bad, guys. Did it just do that, or was it like that for a while? Oh, let me catch up on comments. The music app feels more like an excuse to take down music and just say, look, guys, download the app and pay for online. We'll put stuff you want eventually. Trust. Agreed. Well, thank you for sharing, and I hope you have a great rest of the stream. Thank you, Ultimate Chicken. Have a good day, everyone else. You know what sucks? I was going to download Starlit Journey on YouTube, but the thingabangy got shut down by YouTube, so I couldn't get the MP3. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Super cool music, glad I can hear it. Sorry, I'm sorry. So good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thought he was listening on his own tone. No. There's like I have like an OBS issue where it cuts out sometimes. Okay, yes. Okay, let's listen to it now. Crossing Windaria.
You deserve the
Actually, no, let's listen to an ad. Okay, now it should be good. Wrong track. There we go. Why is it slowed down? Is the audio off? Let me see. It sounds normal on my end. This is a weird track, but hold on. Let me see. No, the song is slowed down. Okay, hang on. Yeah, no, I checked. It's definite. This is how it sounds. Trust me, if you're ever listening to a Kirby track and you're kind of questioning in your mind what the fuck is going on, it's probably an Ishikawa track. If it sounds weird, it's an Ishikawa track. Or Ishikawa. So yeah, just a reminder, I try to let the tracks play first while I do some drawing, and then I go back afterwards and highlight specific parts I like. So I'm just letting it play right now, because I know some people haven't heard these tracks yet. Okay, so yeah. Oh, there's another part. Okay, so yeah. Can I just say, classic Jun Ishikawa. This is the most Jun Ishikawa thing I've heard in a while. Actually, no, that's not true, because the last thing he composed, I'm pretty sure, was the Burning Churning Power Plant, which was also very Ishikawa. But I listen to Wondaria very frequently. The one playing right now, and there's completely different instruments. Well, my friend, that is because we aren't listening to the normal Wondaria. We are listening to Star-Crossed Worlds. Because I'm pretty sure I said that in the title of the stream, right? No, I just said new Kirby music. But yeah, I'm listening to the new Kirby music from Star-Crossed Worlds. So it does sound a little bit different. Where do I even begin with this track? Uh, I guess we can start at the beginning. Right off the bat, we're like in a weird like spacey environment. Usually Wonderia. You know what? Let's pull up the original Wonderia, just for reference. Because that one is also one of my favorite tracks, and that one is also very, very Ishikawa. Oh my god, I am so sorry to everyone who just heard that. Is everyone okay? I might have just blown your ears off. Some of you might have thrown your headphones off. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was a complete accident. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Is everyone okay? Don't worry, I just lowered it down. Jump scare twice. I'm so sorry. Guys, I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry. It freaking blew my ears off too. I got jump scared just now. Nah, don't worry. I'm just deaf. Oh my, I'm popular trash can. I'm so sorry. You're always on my streams. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I did not mean to do that. I gotta watch out for that. Um Yeesh. I was cleaning the other side. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Oh my god, I'm sorry. But okay, yes, let's listen to Wonderia Remains. Or is it Welcome to it's Welcome to Wonderia. There we go. So already, like right off the bat, like we have the classic Kirby metallic sounds, but it's fun. Usually when we hear metallic sounds in Kirby, it's like kind of foreboding. It's meant to show it's like, oh, you're not welcome here. It's a bunch of machinery. But here it's fun. It's like, whoa, a theme park, you know? Bunch of machines that are meant to entertain you. And then the drums are very fun, and then we're gonna hear the guitar too, very fun. And the bass. Everything about this is fun. And I think that's like a tambourine too. It's so everything about this is fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put a pause right there and jump ahead to another section I like. Because another part of this track is that it also has a kind of somber feel, which is fitting for the game. These machines have been running around for who knows how long, entertaining. They were built to entertain people that are no longer there, but they're still running. So there's a bit of a somber vibe right here. I do like the bass here. It's still very fun. I also want to say here, very, very Ishikawa. You know what? Okay, I want to pull up the track that this track reminds me of, but we're already doing that. We were already listening to a track, and I said, "Oh, let's pull this aside and listen to a different track." I don't want to do that again for this track, so we're just gonna keep going. But just know everything about that part right there is very, 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 very Kirby. I think that's like tambourines and claps playing at the same time. But yeah, let's go back. It like goes from how do I say this? It like goes down a little bit. It's a little somber, but then it comes back around to being all happy and cheery. Yeah, like that melody right there. Ba 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 ba. It's kind of somber, and then it comes back up. So Ichikawa, I really like how he did this theme. Original Welcome to Wonderia, happy, cheerful, kind of somber, but loops back around to being fun. So now when we go to his remix of it, which is interesting, I think this is like the only track so far where the composer of the original song remixed his own music. I think Ishikawa is the only one that's done that at this point. But yeah, let's see how, he handled some of those aspects I talked about. So again, we don't start off all cheerful with the happy bass. We start off with this, which is, it's so awesome. Oh, let me read the comments one time. So we want music for Kirby. This happy, colorful, vibrant melody, very cheerful. Composer's got it. Grabs metal pipe. Oh, I know what the kids love. The fucking Ishikawa bashing his head against a metal pipe. Just realize how much Kirby likes to slap metal together for music. It's weird yet so fitting. It is very good. Waddle Doo is in Forgotten Land. Yeah, kind of surprising Beam wasn't in this, but it is what it is. Wait, isn't this a new track? But can you put on Alive and Well from Dream Buffet? I'll do that. I'll do that later. Probably if I want to talk about Alive and Well again. But yeah, something I really like about this track. You just heard it. There are these like cho-chung, cho-chung, chung-chung, chung-chung that were introduced in this part, and it's going to be playing throughout the whole song, as we heard before when I first played it. And something interesting about this level is usually when you play this level, you just go through the park like normal. You go on like the ground level. But for here, you hit a crystal and it takes you all the way up to the road, to the roller coaster tracks. And you're like playing way above the park, and you're like you walk right by the Ferris wheel. It's really cool. But you'll notice a lot of things are going on these railways, and that's what I think this part of the track is kind of invoking here, as it's like playing through the entire track, because you're literally walking across the railroad tracks or the roller coaster tracks. It's so cool. And I also want to say too, the melody itself almost seems like, how do I say it, desynced. Like it's not completely aligned with those railroad tracks or the roller coaster tracks. Let's listen to it one more time. Yeah, there's something like a little off about the railroad tracks and the melody. They're not completely aligned with each other, which again is very cool, meant to show that this part of the theme park hasn't been touched in who knows how long, and we're floating above the part of the park that's actually being used and that we actually run through. Music feels like it's half disassociating, dozing off slowly. Yeah, agreed. And again, I think it's also meant to, because something about the original track I mentioned before, it's playful, but it also has a somber half. This part leans way more into that, and I think it's also meant to show that the main part of the theme park, even though the people that it was built for have long left, there's still life that finds entertainment in it. This part, though, this has been untouched for so long until the crystals have like led us up here. And which is why like the main theme of the park is kind of airy and it's like not fully there, because we're literally floating above the park that where this theme usually plays. It's very cool stuff. Ishikawa really like nailed. Oh, let me pause one more time. Something about Ishikawa too. He nails his like very dreamlike quality to Kirby music, but he does it in a, how do I say it? He can do it in a pleasant way, like let's just say bubbly clouds, where it's like, oh cool, I'm like floating on air, I'm having a lot of fun. but he also manages to do it really well whenever we're like traversing into like a very like scary environment or like literally into another dimension, where he has this kind of like nightmarish, zoned out kind of quality, which is what we're hearing in this track. He's very versatile in what he does. He's such a cool composer. Oh, let me read again. Wendaria Dream Parade is also cinema. We will hear. Trust me, I cannot agree more. We will hear that in a bit. Music feels like it's half this. Oh, I read that. This is cool, although it will play in my nightmares, but also will play in my head when I zone out. Yeah, like that's the best way I could describe this track. But everyone is dead. But don't worry about it. Collect ducks. DLC comes in. Oh, everyone is dead. Yeah, just like walking across these super rusted roller coaster tracks that haven't been touched in who knows how long. That's something fun too. With all these tracks, I said this before, but it's like the crystal invokes new life in these areas. For this one, it's just like, oh man, yeah, this one hasn't been touched in a while, and it's like it's been asleep for so long that even the crystal isn't fully enough to wake it out of its stupor. Like it's still kind of groggy. It's still like, oh man, what's going on? Which is juxtaposed with a track right after this, which we'll talk about. But again, this part hasn't been active in forever. It's like now being like woken up. It's like, oh man, what's going on? Very cool. So that's so weird. You said zone out and nightmare, and I just said that. Coincidence. I mean, we're listening to the same music, you know? It's we both came to that conclusion from what we heard because the music is so good at invoking these feelings. Kirby is a lot about dreams, you know, Dreamland. The new soundtrack represents how dreams can quickly change mood out of nowhere, sometimes good, others bad, others odd. Agreed. Yeah, this is like a very like odd stupor kind. Like I feel like I'm in a stupor listening to this. It's very nice. But yeah, then the music starts to kick up a little bit. We start to hear the drums, and I love the progression. By the way, we start off with the synth, then we add in the railroad tracks. Now we're adding in the drums to kind of liven things up a little bit, but we're still super groggy. It's very nice. Ooh. Hold on, I'm gonna let it play. Okay, so that was the other part. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did you guys hear that? Okay, I'm gonna go back. So now the violin, I don't know what instrument that is. I think that's like a violin or something. And then it comes in and plays this like almost beautiful, very somber melody where it's like, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And even that's okay. By the way, I think that's also taken from the original track. Boom. Let's listen to the original track just one more time for comparison. Hold on. Okay, maybe I might be wrong. You know, the new YouTube hyping update. I wonder how to use it. I've heard about that. I was going to look into that later and recommend my viewers do that. But, it's cool that YouTube is adding new stuff like that because I know some other stuff they're kind of scummy with, but it is what it is. Yeah, I guess I'm misremembering, but yeah, back to the Starcross World version. It's so cool how they added this extra bit of like somberness to the track, like ba-da-da-da-da-da. And even that's desynced to the other parts of the track. I'm gonna listen to that part again, but Yeah, like the violin doesn't come in until the Wanderia melody ends. I'm gonna play it one more time just to highlight it. Yeah, it comes in at the very end. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. It doesn't. It's like everything is misaligned, you know, in a very like cool way. Like I can Ishikawa's tracks are so these tracks are so cool because you can like visualize exactly the area they're trying to depict. Like I can picture like a railroad or a what's it called? All this theme park technology that hasn't been touched in forever, and all the parts are like slightly misaligned because they haven't been maintained in such a long time. And that's why the music is all like slightly out of place. It's like not quite in the it's not quite aligned fully correctly, but it's done in an intentional way and it just sounds amazing. uh okay, I'll do it. YouTube sucks sometimes. You gotta go. Bye. That sucks. Have a good one duck. Um, ne- Never though. I've heard a musical representation of taking a nap on the couch with a soft headache at 4 p.m. Feels how sleeping during an eclipse would feel like. Weird comparison, but it feels accurate. I see what you're saying. Like it's all like spacey, not quite aligned right. Like the sun, like when during an eclipse, the sun is like blocked out by the moon. It creates like a weird lighting situation. It makes it feel very strange. I kind of get what you're saying. But yeah, there's also like a guitar kind of thing playing at the beginning of the melody, which just like makes the track feel more full. That's also cool. At each during each section, during the tail end, there's this little drum that goes bah bah. Something is not right, but like it should still happen anyways. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like it's still going regardless. Whatever's happening is still going regardless of how weird it is. But yeah, at the end of each segment, there's this part that goes dong dong. Did it right there. I'm gonna go back. And this part too, it was very dreamlike and somber in the original, and now it just feels like that aspect of Wanderia was just like boosted for this version of the track. And now the synth sounds even more like wispy and airy and alien. And I like the switch up with the drums, but it still feels very like a roller coaster tracky. Because I think the roller coaster sounds kind of stop for that drum bit. Let me hear again. No, it plays out. They play together. And this part is so good. This part right here. That is like the most Ishikawa. That is one of the most Ishikawa things I have ever heard. I'm just gonna pull up one of his tracks that do that exact thing. What is it called? It's Highness Phase 2. Wanderia in general, this version of it sound a lot like Highness Phase 2. You know what? Let's just mute this just in case to make sure the volume is the same. Oh yeah, what's up, Mosier Licorice? How you doing? Man, it's been a while. I know. Uh oh, while you guys are in chat, I might as well say I am working on a new video. It is not, unfortunately, it is not the part 2 to the Dreamland 3 video. It is what this thumbnail is for. I have been talking about it on Twitter, but if you don't know and you can't tell from this thumbnail, I am going to leave it a surprise. But I think you guys will be very interested in seeing what it's about. I keep forgetting there's a direct tomorrow. It just came out of nowhere. Agreed. It just happened suddenly. I'm excited though. Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I might not. We'll see. Um, yeah, I don't actually no, I probably won't. I don't really like to sit through entire directs because it's like a whole bunch of like farming simulators or whatever. But yeah, anyway, let's go to Hooded Highness Unhooded. That is not what the track is called. It's called like Flora di Amore or something. Okay, good. The track is. Okay, yeah. So let's listen to that part in Wonderia again, one more time. So, by the way, Emoji Licorice, you haven't like heard me talk about this track. Right now we're listening to the Starcross World soundtrack, and just I'm giving my thoughts about it, how much I love it. And we're listening to Crossing Wonderia. It's a Jun Ishikawa track, so it's very weird and strange. And throughout the entire track, it's been kind of like building up, almost like every other part of the world so far, when it's been impacted by the meteor, it's been like energized in some way. It's been given new life. And in the case of Wonderia, it's almost like even the meteor wasn't enough to fully wake this part of the world up. Like this part of the world has been so dormant for so long that it's like having like a groggy kind of like wake up. Like we start off the track very simple with like just a synth, and then railroad tracks kind of kick in to show that it's like, okay, this part of the Wonderia has been awake again. Now this part of Wonderia is awake again. It kind of builds up this momentum. It's still kind of groggy. Everything intentionally sounds like it's out of sync, but we're waking up, and then it's almost like in this part it gives in, and it's like very, very somber. So let's listen to this part again. This part is like the most whimsical part, and even then it's like still dreary. But yeah, and then it's almost like it gives in. It's like, oh, I'm going back to sleep. And then the cycle starts over again. And let me go back. And this Jun Ishikawa does this with a lot of his tracks where it like has this big build up and it goes ba-da. And let's listen to Highness because I'm pretty sure this one does it too. Yeah, we have like the crazy percussion, it was like have a lot of energy, and then ba-da-da. So very cool. Honestly, this probably wasn't the best example I could have chosen, but Ishikawa does do that kind of thing a lot. And it's very cool to see it kind of retextualized into this version, or in this track. Very nice. And then this part is cool too. Just one last little hurrah for that bit. That like little like windy. Ooh, it's perfect. It is. This is like one of my favorite tracks from Starcross Worlds. And I know I keep saying that, but like, dude, this soundtrack is amazing. The music is sleepwalking more than anything. Agreed. I sadly shall be leaving now. Gotta get going with the before school grind. See you later. Hey, I get you, Mozilla Licorice. Put in that work, man. You got this. And now let's listen to another one of my favorites, Spinning Dream Parade. Once again by Jun Ishikawa. Real quick, the original was done by, what's his name? Another one of the new composers. or the same the one I was talking about before, Yuki Shimuka, and it's insane to me that we're at a point in time where Jun Ishikawa is like remixing the music of a new composer. You know, like it's like, oh hey man, the music you did was so cool. I'm gonna remix it because I thought it was so cool, and I'm gonna put my own spin on it because I think it was so cool. I mean, it probably doesn't happen exactly like that, but you guys get what I mean. It's cool that we're like at this point. But yeah, Spinning Dream Parade. Let's go. Oh, sorry. That track feels like so many things all at once. I can't stop making connections. Feels like a sleep paralysis too. It just never stops expanding through the music. Yeah, like and that's the thing too. I made like a lot of connections. I made like a lot of I noticed a lot of things just listening to it this time around. Like every time I listen to that track, I find something new to like about it, and that's Jun Ishikawa, baby. That's Jun Ishikawa. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be listening to that again later and being like, oh my god, I didn't notice this before. Oh my god, I didn't notice this before. And it's crazy to me that originally I didn't like that track. Now it's like one of my favorites. It is what it is. Love Jun Ishikawa. Yo, John Chairs, how's it going? Hey, congrats on 1K. Thank you. Yeah. I think you noticed before because on Twitter and stuff, but right now we're listening to some new Kirby music, Starcross Worlds. We just finished talking about one of my like absolute favorite Kirby tracks from this new collection. It's amazing. And now we're going to move on to another amazing track, Spinning Dream Parade, once again by Jun Ishikawa, the original, the first Kirby composer. So let's get to it. Let me go back. So yeah, I'm just going to let it play one time while I draw, and then when it's finished, I'll loop back around and say what I love about it. And it's not even looped yet. Just listen to this part. Holy shit. Jun Ishikawa, you madman. You madman. Oh, this is amazing. So, let me look at the comments. I heard 3 seconds and immediately got stuck in my head. My God, that's Judy Shikawa. The art is super cute. Thank you, Ghost with the Most. Are you new? I don't think I've seen you before. But thank you, thank you. Every time I go, it's a bit too much. I don't really think I like it. It just picks me back up like it's nothing. I know. Something about Judy Shikawa. He is brilliant at, this is going to sound kind of mean, but he is brilliant at making things that sound annoying not sound annoying. Like, that is the best way I put it. Like, any other composer, like, wouldn't be able to have these sounds and like play them throughout like the whole song without them feeling like droning. Like, I don't know how else to put it. He manages to like tread that line perfectly. And it's like the annoying part of it is what makes it an earworm. Like, I don't know how to fully describe it, but it just sounds amazing and it gets stuck in your head. Like, just that intro. Ooh, it sticks in my head. But yeah. If you listen to the last track, you'll notice that this is like quite a big jump. Let's listen to the first part of the last track Jun Ishikawa did just one more time. Like, it's so like spacey and airy and it's kind of somber. Let's jump ahead. So it's kind of sad, kind of somber. We're touching an area that hasn't been touched in who knows how long in this new world. But then we jump to this track. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. So in juxtaposition with the last track, right? We are now entering an area in Wondaria that is very, very active, even after all, who knows how long. Because in the last stage, right, we're jumping on roller coaster tracks that are old, they're decrepit, they're rusting, and this area is only accessible now and only has is only active now because of the crystal, right? The crystal, that the meteor that fell from the sky and kind of brought new life into that area of the park. This part of the theme park was already very energetic, had the most life in it going on. All the what's it called? All the machines and stuff were all very active and moving around. But now it's like this crystal or the meteor or whatever. The meteor comes into this area and it jump starts everything just from that intro alone. Because if you've noticed, the first part of this is using the motif of the what did I decide to call the motif again? The Starfall motif. It's using that Starfall motif to start off everything, and that like surge of energy, it's like jump starting the machines. It's making them even more chaotic, even more alive. So let's listen to that part again. So cool. And like all the little sounds, like there's this like droplet kind of sound. I'm gonna rewind again. All those little sounds, they just sound so cool. Very, very cool, very like electrifying, like energizing. It's great. Like that sound right there, like bang bang. It's so good. And I like this synth, this very like energetic robotic synth. And you also hear this, sounds like the most amazing fun glitch ever. Yeah, it sounds like, for lack of a better word, like glitchy. Like you'll notice there's this part of the song that's going zoot, 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 and it's like dropping a little bit every time. I'm gonna play it again. It might be hard to pick up with all the sounds that are going on, but it's very good. Like, it's very electronic. It sounds so good. You know what? Let's listen a little bit to the original piece, just for a comparison, to see how much energy was added into this song through like this electronic kind of sound to it. This electronic sound. Wondaria Theme Parade. So yeah, this is the original. So yeah, it's the original is already synthy, still electronic, but it's how do I describe it? Very calm, very soothing, very playful. It's not it doesn't feel like it's like super energized and crazy. But Jun Ishikawa's version, it is going off the walls crazy. It is going freaking insane. Let's listen to it again. Like even in that melody, there's so many things like going back and forth that like even in that simple melody, it feels like it's chaos in the best way possible. Like I think Unpopular Trash Can, you put it best where you just said it sounds glitchy. Like that is the best way to put it. And I love this part. And you'll notice too, like just in that moment, like the how do I even describe this? It's like even the notes are like jittering back and forth. Like even in that moment where things are like a little calmer in comparison to the rest of the track, the notes are still like like that's the best way I can put it. Let's listen back. He's so good at what he does, man. He's so good at what he does. We have that shift, but it still has that energy to it. And it sounds like it's about to loop, but just hang on, just listen. It kind of lingers on this part, and again it adds to that glitchy, like just overclocked machine vibe to it. Amazing, amazing. He does it again, folks. Jun Ishikawa does it again. Let me catch up on comments. It's giving ice level, am I right? I can see the ice level kind of vibe, the kind of like cool, the cool vibe it has. I get it, I get it. It's very hard to find a Kirby game with a bad soundtrack. The Ghost with the Most, my friend, you nail on the head. You got it. It's so true. Sounds like the music file got corrupted during development and the artist ended up liking it more and introduced the corrupted version into the soundtrack. Yeah, that's the thing about Jun Ishikawa. He's always doing some weird shit. He's always doing something weird. But it's like the intent, it's always intentional, and that's what makes it so good. The arpeggio on this one hits hard. What's an arpeggio? Let me see. Arpeggio. Ooh, okay. The notes of a chord played in succession. Yeah, like this part right here. Where is it? Like that part, I agree. If that's the part you're talking about. Okay, so another ad. Okay, so now we're like jumping into a different part. We're saying goodbye to Jun Ishikawa. So okay, something I like about Kirby is how they utilize the various different composers, because I guess they've just been working together for so long. The director just knows exactly what everyone's strengths are, because like in the first worlds, right? We're having a very like atmospheric. It's very atmospheric. It's very how do I say it? I don't know how to describe it, but my point is like with the area we just heard, it's very electronic and like it's like the director knew that and he was like, "Yo, Jun Ishikawa, you know what you're doing. You're on that." So now we're shifting to a more like snowy, atmospheric environment, and so we're gonna have a shift in composers, and it. We're gonna see how like these two composers are very different, and yet they still kind of have that same. They're still connected by the fact that this is Kirby. This is Kirby music, and there's still. Oh, the sun going on outside. Sorry about that if you guys heard that. But yeah, we're gonna see how this composer handles things a little bit differently, but is still following like the main philosophies of Kirby music. So let's jump into Frost Street Snow Park by the one of the newer composers. What is his name again? Yuki Shimuka. He's come up like 5 different times in the stream, and I still can't remember his name. He's a goat though. He's amazing. Well, almost. I think it's in another part, but that also too. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, let's listen to this one. I got so much to say already. Ooh, talk about like a breath of fresh air. Oh, that's amazing. Just like a complete shift from what we heard before, which is fitting because we're in a completely new area. So, already off the bat, I think my favorite thing about this collection of this soundtrack overall is that each track has like a very distinct start. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like it has each track has a start that you just want to sit and like sit through and absorb just for like a second. Like I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, let's listen to that start again. Okay, so that's so cool. It starts off almost like it's being played through a radio, like it's kind of muffled, and the sound quality is like purposely lowered a little bit just for that first bit, and then and then the guitar plays and it like explodes into like into the real world. Like it's like, oh, it's being played right here, right next to me, instead of through a radio. Like we're being taken into this fantasy world. It's very cool. I'm gonna play it one more time. And the vocals too, amazing. And then the drums play too. The drum and the guitar just make the whole thing explode into this big fanfare. That instrument is cool. I don't know what it is though. It's already so cool right there. It's remixing something interesting about this. So all the other levels so far have been remixing their respective area themes. Like Wonderia Theme Park, remixing Wonderia's theme park music. Lost in Alive Mall, remixing Alive Mall. But this right here, it's not remixing the area theme, what's it called? Northeast Frost Street, which is one of the best, which is like the most iconic music from the original Forgotten Land. It is instead remixing the new theme of this game, which I'm just going to call the Starfall motif. And we haven't heard it. I haven't played all of the music, but you don't hear the full version of the theme until this part right here. This is like the full version of the song, which is it's like they're trying to call back to the moment in the original game, because that was such a showstopper moment in Forgotten Land, just hearing this theme. So they're kind of trying to reinvoke that through the main theme of this mode of the game, which is awesome. And they're doing it sounds similar to Northeast Frost Street, but more bombastic and more lively, which again is fitting since we're playing a mode where the crystal comes in and just invokes new life in whatever area of the world we're in. So, very, very cool. Very awesome. Let's continue listening. And then we go back to that radio part where it's like, it's all muffled. And then... oh my god! Oh my god! Let's go back. The piano just like... the piano goes nuts and then everything explodes. Like that's... it just explodes again into this big bombastic like celebration. It sounds amazing. The guitar just adds that like extra little bit of like coolness to the track. It sounds so good. And we get a little bit of the North Frost Street in this part right here. So yeah, very nice, very nice. I love this track. I didn't have like a lot to say about it. I just was mentioning cool points, but it's just a really good track. I will say though, this level right here is kind of where the crystal starts to not seem like it's affecting the game so much. Like we're just running through a different part of Northeast Frost Street. Like in the other ones where, like in Wonderia, that's like a very big shift. It's like, oh, we're on the roller coaster tracks now. This is a very different from before. In Spinning Dream Parade, it's like, oh, we're climbing up this tower. This one is just, it's kind of more of the same. It's still a good level, you know, still using the crystal mechanics and stuff, but it's still more of the same, which is why the music isn't really invoking, how do I say it? It's not invoking a very specific kind of shift in a level. It's just, oh, we're playing the main theme of the game now in a similar bombastic style to Northeast Frost Street, but just more bombastic. And we're taking some elements from it, but not the whole thing. Very nice. And this is very cool because we have a shift in composers, but the style still feels very similar. And I think this is the first track by this person. Yes, okay. So this one is by Megumi Ohara, who's kind of like Shoho Sakai. They both work on a lot of Kirby spin-offs. The main difference in her work is that she kind of came on a little bit later. She came on in like, I think it was Rainbow Curse, and she did one of that game's like most popular tracks, which is like Above the Clouds, I think, something like that. Anyway, she's good. We're about to hear her. Let's go. Okay.
Build a website
another
you
ad.
love.
So
Wix.
that was amazing. Needless to say, it is surprising how well of a combo Northeast Frost Street has with the main theme of this mode. Like, it almost feels, it like feels unintentional and intentional at the same time. But let's go through it. So one of the things I like about this is like throughout the level, you're hearing a completely different theme from Northeast Frost Street. And it's like, okay, this is good, but where is the music? And then you get to the sled part. You get to this part right here, and then it's like a big fanfare for the Northeast Frost Street theme. So let's hear that. Awesome. Just right off the bat, awesome. But let's keep going. And it plays this almost like delicate but still energetic version of Northeast Frost Street. And then it jumps to the main theme. And it's seamless. And then back to Northeast Frost Street. You know what? I actually want to jump to Northeast Frost Street for a second to talk about it for a bit. Because again, this is one of the most popular tracks in the original game. And I just want to mention something I really like about it. So let's jump ahead. I don't want to listen to the whole thing. Yeah, let's start here. So as you can see, very calm, very chill. It's not super, super energetic. It's more majestic. And it builds and it builds. And then it kind of goes to rest here. And then it builds up again. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to play that part just to show the big difference between the original and this remix version of it, but also I wanted to shout out this part about Northeast Frost Street. I feel like a lot of other Kirby songs end at this part right here. Like they play this part, I'm gonna jump ahead. Wait. Hold on, let me try and find the part. My bad. Yeah, I feel like they would build up and then resolve right here and then end. But it's almost like the track gets like a second hurrah, like it surprises you right here. Like this is where other Kirby songs would loop. But then it jumps here. And this version of the track kind of retains that. It takes a second and then it explodes, but this time in the main theme. Oh, the audio stopped. Let me fix that. Ah, man, I don't know how long it was stopped for. My bad, guys. Okay. Okay, should be fixed now. Ah, damn, I wish I noticed that earlier. I'm just gonna keep going. And I like how, I'll say it after this part is done. And I like how the main theme of this game kind of invokes a similar kind of like, oh, we're about to end, and then it gets a second wind almost, like this part right here. Yeah, like that part. Dun, doo, 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 doo. And then it builds up. It's like it's like right at the end of like a sprint, you get like a second burst of energy, like a second wind. Very nice. And now this next track, this is again one of my absolute favorites by Jun Ishikawa. I mean, not Jun Ishikawa, Hirokazu Ando. Let's hear it. That is classic Ando. That is classic Hirokazu Ando. I feel when I listen to this, I feel like I was taken like right back to the 3DS era. It actually reminds me a lot of this one track in particular from Kirby Fighters Deluxe. I mean, not Kirby Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. It's a Green Greens remix that also remixes Peanut Plains. The melody, how do I say it? The way it transitions between melodies too reminds me a lot of that. But let's get into why this is so good, or at least why I think it's so good. Oh my god. I realize the reason it reminds me of the 3DS so much. His Ando's 3DS music. Just listen to that intro one more time. That sounds exactly. You know what? I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll let you guys' ears do the talking for me. Yeah, this reminds me exactly of this track right here. Yeah, it's very similar to the Haltman motif. There's actually, I think there's like a Kirby Cafe version that sounds even more like this, but for the interest of time, let's just keep it going. Yeah, ba 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 ba, very Haltman. That is a very, this sound too is very cool. And you'll notice, I mentioned it before too, but Kirby composers use these echoey sounds a lot to convey these underground kind of areas that are very like open and, how do I say it, reverby. So I love that, how that whistle sounds. It sounds very good. But yeah, then we get into the Metro on Ice, this new Metro on Ice rendition, and I think it's very good. Give me 1 second. Let me drink some water. So yeah, this is very interesting, because the original Metro on Ice sounds kind of different. This one is using a lot more natural sounding instruments, but Metro on Ice is very electronic or very synthy. And it's a little more somber too. It's not as hopeful. Yeah, all the instruments here sound very ooh, excuse me, like electronic, especially that bass, that like bass kind of instrument in the back. It the instrument the song starts off with. Let's go back to and listen to that. Bum, 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 bum. That's very very synthy and electronic. And for this area, for this level of the game, Kirby's like running around some. He's running around trains that have been used in who knows how long. They're like old and abandoned, and they're kind of the entire metro system has been flooded by this ice, this very like cold water. So it's still very electronic, but also kind of has the vibe that, oh, these have been out of commission for a while. So that's where that kind of somber kind of energy comes from. But it's still fun because it's still Kirby. We're still having fun in this environment. For this version of the theme, we kind of excuse me, we kind of moved away from those electronic instruments, and now it sounds a little bit more natural. So let's listen to that one more time. Yeah, like that weird like bassy synth has been changed to these more like upbeat, more live drums, which I like. And to replace that kind of how can I say it? To replace the kind of vibe that synth gave, we now have that echoey whistle instead, which is very cool. And I will say too, this stage we're not really running around and bending trains anymore. We're now just like kind of going through ice water and going through an ice cave. So it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more explorative, and not as electronic, which is a fun change. Ghost with the most trains have to be the coolest form of teleportation. I see what you did there. That's honestly a good one. All right, let's keep it going. And this part kind of retains the same energy. Very fun. It's great. What can I say? This part is good though, the way it transitions. So good. Something I should say about Ando, he's very, very good at linking various different themes together. He's usually the one responsible for final boss themes, and in Kirby games, a lot of the time they call back to various other themes, and he's very good at kind of bridging them together in a similar manner to what we just heard. Like that little intermission when Metro on Ice ended, and that intermission that just sounded so pleasant. Ando, classic Ando, he's really good at that. And now we go to his remix of Northeast Frost Street, which again I think it's cool that a veteran composer is remixing something that a new composer made. This composer that's been working on Kirby games for basically since the start of the series looked at this new guy, was like, damn, that's good, let me try. It's just awesome to me, especially since I know these new composers were originally fans of Kirby to begin with. So it must be a really weird feeling to like make something and then have the guy whose music you like so much be like, damn, let me try, you know? I mean, of course, it probably didn't happen exactly like that, but you get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yeah, let's listen. Okay, so that part right there, you'll notice that, you know what, let's listen to Northeast Frost Street one more time. It's very like slow, atmospheric, very chill. But we move to this part and it's kind of like the momentum from Metro on Ice, or at least this rendition of it, carries over into this remix of Northeast Frost Street, which I think is amazing. And it kind of has that similar how do I describe it, like tempo. The rhythm is similar, because Metro on Ice, it goes it kind of holds a few notes, whereas Northeast Frost Street, it kind of goes like this. It has a more, man, I am not a music person, so I can't describe these the best, but I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Yeah, it goes ba ba ba. It lets it hold for a little bit longer than the original melody does, because it's taking from Metro on Ice. And again, that whistle comes back. So I mentioned I mentioned before too that this part of the music kind of holds in the original version. And like I said, that's usually where a lot of Kirby tracks end, and then it gets its second hurrah. So I like how in this we get to see how different composers handle that. Megumi Ohara, she kind of transitioned between the two different themes, Northeast Frost Street, and then the what is it called? The Starfall motif. Here, Ando does something interesting. So let's just listen. Amazing. So it's almost like he, instead of making it like even bigger and more bombastic, because this is where the song like seems like it's about to start winding down. Here, he actually does let the song wind down and like have some breath in between these, in between the melody. I don't know how to describe it, but let's listen one more time. Yeah, like the drum, a lot of the instruments slow down, the drum stops, and we let that main melody get its own space. Like, I love that. Pause. Pause. Do. Very good. It's like a very cool switch up from how the melody normally is. And I have to say, I like how they went out of their way to make this theme have so many different variations. Because the main theme was such a iconic piece of music from the first game. So they were like, okay, we don't just want to rehash it. We're going to get different composers and show how their different styles affect this differently. And they just do it so well, man. And that, oh, I love that whistle. Very cool. Classic Ando. And like the tempo itself just kind of conveys the feeling of snow falling very slowly. Like, oh, things are more chill now because the last two themes were a little bit more bombastic, a little bit more energetic. This one, it still has a lot of energy, but it feels a little calmer, which I like a lot. Yeah, this theme in particular, one of my favorites. I'm gonna keep saying that, aren't I? I've said that for every track. Ghost of the Most. If it makes you feel any better, you're describing these way better than I could, and I'm not a music person either. Thank you. Yeah, I just love Kirby music. Let me see. There are a few different tracks left. I don't know if I want to talk about all of them right now. Maybe I'll do a second stream. I don't know. Okay, I might skip ahead a bit in the soundtrack. Let's talk about Rally Raid Speedway. This one is one of my favorites. Composed by Megumi Ohara. Hey, I'm back. Did I miss something important? I mean, nah, we're just hanging out. So yeah, this is another one of my favorites. So I'll let it play out. Dude, this is so cool. Let me look at Plasma Kirby one more time before I continue that. Oh, wait, it continues. Yeah, that's Rally Raid Speedway, one of my favorites. And hello, Mel Callum. How you doing? Um, as you can see by the title of the stream, we're listening to the new Kirby music, the Starcross World music, while I'm just drawing. So we're just kind of hanging out, talking about our favorite parts of the music, and we and we just listen to Rally Raid Speedway. So this is a remix of another Wonderia theme. Where is it? And this is actually one of my favorite Wonderia themes from the original Circuit Speedway. So in classic Wonderia fashion, it's all bubbly, all happy, as we're gonna hear in a minute. Ooh, love that guitar. And super synthy too, of course. Very electronic. So it's very happy and energetic. Meanwhile, this one is just cool as fuck. Hell yeah. I feel like I'm a Dune rider with this. So yeah, I wonder how it sounds in Starcross World. Well, that's what we're listening to right now. That's the remix. We're listening to the remix version. Or I guess we just did. Then we listened to the original. Now we're seeing how they're different. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously we have the guitar, and that just makes it sound so much cooler and like a little bit more intense, which is more fitting since this is definitely more difficult. This section of the game is more difficult than the original Wonderia mission is. Because here you're like sliding down in Sign Mouth and sliding down the sand dunes and stuff through the canyons and very, very cool stuff. But sounds much cooler, a little bit more intense. Love the tempo here. And then we have those synths sound a lot like Battle Royale. In this part. So yeah, let's go to that part in the original, just to compare again. So yeah, very cool. It still retains that playful vibe, but it's kind of serene in a sense. This one, let's hear it again. Ooh, it sounds so majestic. And then it's like, hey, focus, pay attention. Back to the cool shit. And this part right here. That, my friends, is the most Battle Royale thing I've ever heard. So much so that I actually want to pull... Actually, do I? I haven't listened to Battle Royale in a minute. So I don't remember the exact track, but it sounds a lot like the main theme. Especially right here. Where it goes... Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. That's like very similar to Battle Royale, which is... Do, 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 do. So you can tell that this composer worked on that game. I mean, we already know, but I can just say you can tell just from hearing it. So yeah, very cool track. You know, I'm thinking to jump ahead a little bit. Like way ahead. Malcolm, which I had switched to play Starcross, but I'm waiting for them pink and green Joy-Cons. Ah, sorry to hear that. The accordion gone in the new version, less bubbly but more serene. Agreed, yeah. It's less playful, but more majestic. It sounds great. And then it jumps right back into the cool stuff. It's cool to me because they could have just omitted that version and just been like full guitar. Actually, the track before this, which we didn't listen to, remixes The Waste Where Life Began, the desert theme from the original game, and it's pretty much like fully guitar and synth throughout the whole thing. But this one, it kind of like it seems to continue along that pathway, and then it has that break there from the original Circuit Speedway, which is cool. I'm debating if I should cover Crystal Pack Volcano Battle. Crystal Beast Pack. Okay, for sure. Why not? Ads again. Let me ask this too. If anyone's listened to this music already, what are your favorite tracks from the Starcross world? Because we already covered a lot. You guys already know my favorites, which is unsurprisingly pretty much every song we've covered so far, which is like every single track. But yeah, let's listen to Crystal Beast Pack Volcano Battle, composed by Hirokazu Ando, which you'll be able to tell immediately. This track is kind of long, so I guess I'll talk through it, a little bit of it. Yeah, Jun Ishikawa is still working for Kirby. He left HAL, but I think he's just like freelancing now. So he basically comes on as a guest. I don't know the specifics, but we did just listen to one of his tracks. It is amazing, of course. It's like probably one of the more complex themes. I talked about it for a while. And this part is awesome. I'll talk about it when it's finished, but it's so good. Ooh, man, that was a good one. All right, so let's talk about that. Where do I even begin? First of all, this bit right here sounds, you know what? I'll just pull it up. It sounds exactly like the theme for Team Kirby Clash. You know what? I'll actually pull up the Tetris 99 version, because that's the one that's fresh off my mind. Super Team Kirby Clash, Tetris 99 theme. It sounds like exactly like it. Where is it? Any here again? Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Actually, no. Okay, I'm thinking of a different theme in the soundtrack. It sounds like the quest board. I haven't listened to the soundtrack in a minute, so my memory is failing me. Or am I thinking of the credits? I might be thinking of the credits. But it sounds very similar to the motif in general. It's just that style that it did it in just now. It sounded very... Is it this one? Another ad. My bad, guys. Oh, you just noticed I got 1K. Oh, thank you, thank you. I do have art planned, but I wanted to put it out before a new video, like right before, like nearly before I'm finished with this new video. So I wanted to hold on it a little bit. What Kirby game do I think has the best soundtrack? I kind of want to keep it a secret for now. Because I'm such a freaking nerd about Kirby music that I'm eventually just going to do a whole video on my favorite soundtrack. So I kind of don't want to say it yet. But just know that my favorite... To me, like nearly every Kirby soundtrack is an A tier. Or it's like perfect. It's amazing. I think every Kirby soundtrack is amazing. It's just my favorite in particular... Just it has that little extra bit of a little extra something. I feel you would say Rainbow Curse personally. Rainbow Curse is so good. Rainbow Curse is so freaking good. Literally, like just listening to this soundtrack. Actually, I was getting anytime Megami O'Hara or Shoho Sakai like did a track in the Starcross world in this new OST, I would get flashbacks of Rainbow Curse just because it's like their musical style hasn't changed a beat. Actually, that's not fully correct, but they still retain a lot of the traits they had in that soundtrack. It's so good. Yeah, you know what? We might listen to some of that in a bit, but we'll see. We'll see, depending on how I'm feeling. Let's see. Yeah, very similar. Yeah, let's listen to that. Let's listen to that again. So let's listen to this. Okay, so that's Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. Now let's listen to, what is it called again? Crystal Beast Pack Volcano Battle. Do you guys see it, or is it just me? Or should I say hear it? Do you guys hear it, or is it just me? That sounds very, 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 very similar. I listen to so many Kirby soundtracks, but I don't know which one is my favorite. I feel you there. I feel you there. Like, honestly, if you had to ask me which one is my second favorite, I wouldn't be able to tell you because they're all so amazing in their own right. But yeah, those two, to me, they sound very, very similar. You can tell he's taking cues from it. Honestly, with Ando, there are times when he accidentally takes motifs he's used before. Just for instance, Star Dream and Wild World from Triple Deluxe. Those two are very similar. But in an interview, Ando was just like, oh, oops. I didn't realize I was doing that. Oh, well, it is what it is. So Ando's just like that sometimes, and we love it. But yeah, let's continue. That right there, that as he's like transitioning between the different instruments to play that is amazing. But it also kind of creates a sense of, oh shit, we're about to come up across a battle, like something's coming, let's get ready, you know, because this is the final stage. Very cool. And again, right here, we hear Ando like take that motif and kind of change it. This is probably like one of the more dramatic changes because a lot of the other ones they go they're kind of similar in how they use it. This one is very different. It's very different, and it really invokes this change of, oh, this is the final step in your journey. You know, it's very climactic, big battle. Very good. Very similar to how Ando handles his other final level themes. Very cool. This part 2, coming right off the main motif. This part is awesome. Like that build up right there. Very just very pleasant to listen to. Which again, and it sounds very, it feels like it's invoking that the crystals that we were talking about, because all throughout the soundtrack there are these bits that invoke the crystals that are completely like changing the landscape. Sometimes they use like twinkling sounds, sometimes they use the main motif to convey that, and sometimes they use vocals. And here we're actually going to hear all three, because we heard the motif in the beginning, now we're hearing this twinkling, and then in the end we hear we basically hear the theme being overtaken by vocals. So yeah, let's continue. But very cool. This is awesome right here. I'm about to explain why. So that's amazing. So if you didn't notice, that right there, it played the theme of the New World, which is the main theme of the original game. And it plays all throughout that soundtrack. But here, it only plays so far once, I believe. Yeah, once in Ando's first track, the like Meteor's Arrival. So it creates this very cool bit of storytelling where we're kind of going back to where we started. We're remembering where we started, and we're hearing it again at the end. Very cool. Um, but also, you'll notice. Let's go back a little bit. Give it a second. Let me reload, actually. I feel I've listened to Rainbow Curse too often.
Are you looking at 4x4s on cars.com?
Too often as a kid, so it sounds good, but not stellar, unfortunately. That's interesting. I do get that with some soundtracks sometimes, where I listen to them so much when I was younger that now they kind of it's almost like I'm not able to fully appreciate it. But I don't know, because at the same time, since I'm older, I can look at the more complex parts and appreciate those. Like with some Kirby soundtracks, to be honest, like just some of the older Kirby games I would listen to as a kid, be like, oh, that sounds good, and I would listen to like as an adult and be like, oh my god, that's amazing. But yeah, okay, it finished loading. Yeah, this part. Okay. So you'll notice that when it plays the New World theme, get ready. It's almost like all the instruments are all harmonizing, because I think that's two different like horns there or something, but they're harmonizing. Before, the different instruments were playing like their own like different parts, but now they're all playing that same melody. Like everything is on the same page now when it's playing the New World theme. And really, I do want to say this too. It's interesting that most of the soundtrack moved so far away from the New World theme, and it was kind of overshadowed by the new motif. So I find it interesting that now we're kind of meshing those all together into this final hurrah, which I really like. And then we jump back seamlessly into the Starfall motif. And then that tempo, that drum, very like march. It sounds like a march, which honestly is very similar to Green Greens, because Green Greens has a similar march kind of tempo to it, especially if you listen to the original. So maybe that's like an extra layer here, that it's like calling back to home. And kind of in that that bit of Green Greens is pushing us on to finally complete our quest. Very cool. Very cool. And we just heard the motif again of the New World. So it's very cool how they're like how he's bouncing back and forth, not to the same extent as O'Hara did, Megami O'Hara did with Northeast Frost Street. But here I feel like it's a little more. You know what, let me shut up for this part. Yeah, so now we're about to transition again into the next part, but like again, Ando is amazing at transitions. Like that whole bit right there. That was great. Let me go back. This sounds very similar to a not this part. This sounds very similar to a different Kirby track. I don't know it off the top of my head, but Ando has done this before. Probably multiple times, but this part right here. Very cool. Very like atmospheric, but almost like, okay, what's next? What's going on next? Let's hold our breath. Let's stand on guard. You know, very very cool moment there. And then the vocals come in, which again, like I said, throughout the soundtrack, they've used multiple ways to convey this new part of the world coming in, the meteor coming in and crashing on the world through these twinkling sound effects. Then there's the vocals, and then there's of course the main theme. And this track like bounces between all three. And now we're about to hear the last part. The vocals come in and then just completely take over the song, and it shifts entirely. So let's hear it. It's amazing. And that right, it's so good. This is so good. So he shifts. Let's listen to the first part of this again, because he completely shifts the how the instruments are being used. So let's go back. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, here we have the drums, and then these two instruments taking the lead. I think they're like horns or something. I don't know. But then we get to the vocals part, and now instead we have the drum and bass in the back, and then we have the vocals at the front with the piano accompanying those vocals. So it creates this like complete shift once those vocals are in. You can't hear anything. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This has been a problem for the stream. There we go. Did it just happen, or has it been like that for a while? Because that would suck, which how much I was talking about the music. I hear you, but not the music. Okay, well, I just paused the music. You should be able to hear it now. Just happened? Okay, thank God. Okay, good. But yeah, so now, so I'll backtrack a little bit. So yeah, before we hear the drums and then these horns or something, and they sound very very heroic and intense. Let's go back. And then this twinkling sound too. So yeah, very thunderous drums. And these two very like heroic horns. But then when we shift, when the vocals take over, let's go forward. The drums are much more laid back, accompanied by a bass if you listen closely. And then a piano, so it's much more relaxed, but not in a sense where it completely deflates all the energy and intensity the first part of the track build up. In this sense, it's more like comforting, like the vocals are comforting you and ushering you on, like, don't worry, you can do it, believe in you, like have that confidence in yourself, have that inner calmness for you to take control of this level and beat it. It's so cool. It's so cool how he like subverts his own version of this motif in this same song, and they like come together beautifully. It's so good. And this is awesome. Oh my god. So we heard this before, and I really complimented that part. I was like, that just sounds good. Like bum 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 bum. Like the way it's building on itself, it sounds great. So now that the vocals have taken over, now they kind of add they kind of take over that spark, that twinkling element the previous part added, and kind of subvert it with this, and it just sounds cool to hear that voice go to so many different places. It's so good. It's so good. And now we get back to the New World theme. It's so good. How does he do it? How does he do it? I don't understand. That was amazing. I like how the New World, it still has that similar it's used similar, it feels similar to how it was used before, because it still has that comforting, like comforting vibe that ushers you on. That's like, hey, it feels nostalgic at this point. Especially with the vocalist now. Kind of this nostalgic force that's like, hey, don't forget all the fun memories you've had here. Don't worry, you can do it. It's like pushing you on. Very, very exciting piece of the music. It's so good, man. New World theme again. Perfect. And then I want to go back a little bit. That so good. Oh my god, I didn't even mention the freaking violin. Or whatever that stringed instrument is. It like accompanies a voice like perfectly. It's everything about this is amazing. This is one of my favorites. Is what I'm gonna keep saying about every track I cover. Oh, I've said that so many times. He might be too good at music. He might be a wizard. That's what I'm saying. It's like magic the way he's stringing this stuff together. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And then we're back. Amazing loop too. Amazing loop. Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. 10 stars. 10 out of 10 stars. 10 out of 10 Waddle Dees. Or Starries or whatever you collect. Okay, so next one I want to cover. Honestly, guys, like I'm thinking about the final boss track, and like that's gonna be too complicated for me. I'm not gonna know what the hell is happening in that, but yeah, I guess let's do that next. Oh, actually, let's hear the cutscene music, because I think it's nice. Another ad, so gotta wait. But yeah, like I remember like listening to the soundtrack for the first time and just being like, holy shit. Ah, it's so good. Every time they surprise me. And I'll say this too. Even though I do have like a favorite Kirby soundtrack, I still get like goosebumps whenever I hear a new Kirby music or like different Kirby soundtracks, because they're all going in their own way, you know? They're all doing something different while still being united by the fact that it's Kirby music, you know? So I still really love these other soundtracks, and like just because I have a favorite, that doesn't completely override every other thing, because they're all unique in their own way. It's all amazing. Yeah, so let's hear this cutscene music. This is what you hear right before the final boss. So actually, no, not right before, but before it. So let's hear it. It is insane to me that this isn't composed by Hirokazu Ando, because this sounds very similar to some of his other cutscene work. It reminds me of uh, the Sectonia, the cutscene you have right before you fight Sectonia for one. But at the same time, it still has its own flair, like this part right here. That like piratey kind. I don't know how to describe it. For whatever reason, it reminds me of pirates. I don't quite know why, but this part right here. Not this part. But honestly, like that might be the motif itself, just like heavily modified. That might be the starry motif. But it sounds really good, and I like how this part here too. This next part. This is the motif. I like how it sounds like things went wrong, because at this point in the story, all the stars you've been collecting them to seal away a great evil, and it's like that's kind of what the main motif is kind of ushering you to do. Like, yeah, save these guys, save the world. We're gonna fulfill the prophecy to seal this thing, and then you finally do it, and it's like, the prophecy was wrong. We didn't seal it. Everything is going bad. What are we gonna do now? So it's kind of showing the main motif that's been ushering you along kind of like faltering, being like, it's great. All right, I'm off to bed. It's like 11 p.m. here, and I'm waking up at 6 a.m. Enjoy the rest of the soundtrack. It sounds great. All right, have a good one, Mel Callum. Oof, good luck. As someone who wakes up early all the time, it's I get it. I'm just gonna say I get it. I also get how tough it is to like go to bed on time, especially when you have to get up early. Because there are times when I'm just like, "Yeah, it'll be fine. What's a few more minutes? What's an extra hour? It'll be fine. I don't need to go to bed." And then you wake up the next morning just feeling like shit. So hey, good on you for maintaining your sleep schedule, getting those 7 hours. But yeah, let's continue. So yeah, really like that one. Really like how it ties into the story. So now we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. Actually no, let's talk about this song a little bit. So this one is meant to be a parallel to a song you hear in the main story when you're about to fight the Fecto Elphalus. You're going down this hallway and it echoes no. In the post game of Forgotten Land, you go down this hallway and it echoes the themes that Elphalus has heard to infinitum, however you say it, like a lot. He hears this a lot, and it kind of echoes his trauma that he's had from being locked away for a very long time. So this theme it's very similar. So let's listen. We'll listen to a little bit. Jump ahead a little bit. So yeah, very cool. Honestly, okay. So the thing here, when you're running through this area, it's kind of like the underground of this of this world, of this new world. And to me personally, it doesn't hit as hard as the original, just because it's kind of random. It's like, oh yeah, a bunch of this junk was down here. Anyway, let's fight the final boss. In the main story, when you're running through this tunnel and you're hearing this theme, it's like the manifestation of all this trauma that the main villain has gone through. And it's kind of like a literal manifestation of his experiences, just like hearing this music over and over and over and over, and it's all distorted and it's like filled by hate. Here we're just like, oh oops, we fell in a hole. It's fine, and I get that it's meant to be a parallel. It's okay, it's cool. And it is different in a lot of cool ways. Like, instead we hear like the new world theme, there's even like a bit of the starry theme, I think. It's okay. But now let's get on to the main show. Let's listen to the final boss. Yeah, I forgot its ridiculous name. The falling star now pierces through the Lagrange point. Sing of Radiant Thea. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there because then it goes into a new phase. Oh my god. I don't even know where to start with this one. I guess like always the start, right? So let's listen to that again. Okay, so oh my god, jeez. So it starts off all tranquil, which is very similar to again the main final boss of the game. I guess I'll just say it now. They're supposed to be brothers, so there's gonna be a lot of parallels between their music. Um, and we see a lot of similar ideas, uh, from the Crystal Beastback volcano battle, where it's kind of using all the different how do I say it? All the different traits of like the crystal kind of theming in the game, where it has the vocals, it has the actually does it have the vocals in this first part? I guess it doesn't have the vocals in this first part. That's in like the second phase, but it still has that like even this first part. It has like a twinkling kind of sound to it. Yeah, like you can hear it in the back going, and it's kind of like high pitched, very cool. But then as we jump ahead, it starts to get more intense. Actually, no, you can hear vocals all the way in the back. They're a little low. But yeah, it's using the motif now. And I like how it switches again, how the motif is used. You just like ba ba da ba 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 da ba, and here it is. It goes ba ba da ba da. It's a little bit more dramatic, which is cool. And this is a surprise. Because that right there is the Wanderia Parade motif. You know, the crazy glitched out theme we heard earlier. It's using that same one, which is interesting. Because that is kind of like a big point in the story, kind of. As we're playing the game, not really, but we'll notice in like the lore and like the trophies and stuff that you get from playing the game. The singer of the main theme really loved the Wanderia theme park, so I guess that's why they're referencing it here in this big bombastic climactic final battle version of the main theme, which is cool. I will say though, okay, and this is gonna come up later too. Ando, when he uses motifs, usually especially in final bosses, usually he sticks on them longer. But here we're gonna notice a lot of the time when he uses motifs outside of the starry motif, they feel more like small footnotes. Like I feel like that's the best way to put it. Like he does a little Wanderia parade, and then we don't hear it again after this. So that I find really interesting. Like even the last track we had, it spent a good portion on the New World motif. It revisited it a bit at the end. Then it looped around to the vocals. It did the New World motif twice more, and then, you know, the track ended. Here it's at like kind of an arbitrary point in the song, in the theme. So it's like a small little footnote. We do it, and then we're done, and then we keep going, which I don't know. It's new for Ando. Ooh, I like this part a lot. Okay, sorry to pause one more time, but this part right here. That part, I like almost laughed when I heard that for the first time. And usually like bum ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da, that's like kind of like a clown theme. It's very clown like. And I don't think that was fully the intention, because when it's done like this, it does sound very intense, and it sounds like the intensity is building. But I also think it's interesting that it plays right after the Wonderia part, which is like a theme park. And there it was kind of twisted to be more intense, like ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum. So I think that was intentional. I don't know how intentional it was. Maybe it was just like, oh, I'm gonna put a part in the song where it like builds an intensity, or maybe Ando tried to make that connection where he took like a theme that's usually like fun and uplifted, like ba ba ba, that's supposed to invoke like fun in like a carnival kind of sense, and twisted it here to show like a intensity in the final battle. I don't know for sure. I can't say, but I think it's cool. And that orchestra hit right there to break that tension. Like, bam! Love that. And I gotta say, I love, I just like shut up for that whole part, but I love how Ando like builds intensity. Like bum 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 ba da ba dum ba da ba dum bum bum. That part right there. It's like this very unstable part, like bum 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 bum. Very nice. And this very synthy part, very cool. And then he shifts to more intense again. It's like there's so much going on here. I can't even like fully describe it. It's so good. And that build up right there. And something interesting about this too, it was the same way in the main game's final battle, but this first part of the theme is like, it's not fully intense. There are a lot of like tranquil bits to the music, and then in the second phase, that's when things get even more intense and more And it fits more in line with the traditional Kirby final boss themes. And again, love these vocals. And I love that part. It's like, it almost sounds heroic, like, hey, we did it. And then it builds up into this. Very cool. Yeah, I love how Ando uses the main theme here. And just goes nuts with the vocals. So yeah, like I was saying before, second phase much more intense, more fitting of a Kirby final battle. And of course that electric synthy guitar. Yeah, you can tell Ando is really getting used to using these vocals in his tracks. Oh, this part right here. It actually almost sounds like they're saying Kirby in the music. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, because in Japanese, the way you pronounce Kirby is Kabi. So it almost sounds like they're saying Kabi. It sounds great. Like the motif itself isn't enough to cheer you on. The vocalists literally are saying Kirby's name. And this part, of course, they literally use the Void Terminal motif. And again, it's like what I was saying earlier. For it's like for this theme in particular, all the extra motifs are kind of like footnotes, like small little things like, oh, we'll throw a little Void Termina here, we'll throw a little one Daria parade there, and it'll be like 2 seconds, and then we're done, and then we're moving on. Blinking and miss it. Or, I mean, whatever the ear equivalent of a blink is, but yeah. Very cool transition. And then it sounds all majestic here. Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, Void Termina is the most attractive Kirby villain. I would. He does have those like crazy buff abs, so I might be inclined to agree with you. And crazy muscles. You know what? That's probably where Buff DDD got it from in the first place. From Void Termina's like general buffness. But But yeah, now we move on to the last phase, and this is like, how do I say this? It's very traditionally Kirby, whereas the other parts of the song are very new, especially since they're using like the vocal theme and like these opera singers. So it's very different. The previous parts of the song are very different, but now we're like moving back to more traditional Kirby. So let's hear it. And this is Galactonite's theme. Again, very brief, and we move on back to the main motif. And this is interesting. I'll talk about that in a bit. And then this sick guitar solo. It's kind of muffled though. I wish it was louder. Or not necessarily muffled, but subdued. And Galactonite again. And I love this part too. So yeah, very cool. It's all connected. True. Honestly, Kirby might sprout buff muscles one day. But yeah, very traditionally Kirby. And this is... Okay, I gotta say, the fact that that theme calls back to so many other Kirby themes is interesting. Because again, in the original game, like this game was all about the new world, all about this new world we're exploring, to the point that it didn't even use green greens in the theme, something that's present in pretty much all other Kirby boss themes, especially in that era of Kirby. So it's interesting to me that now with this new threat coming from space, now we're like going back to classic Kirby motifs. It's like, oh, Void Termina, oh, Galactonite, and what's it called? That Kirby Blowout Blast theme. That's a remix of the original Kirby's Dream Land credits theme. So it's very interesting how they're calling back to all these other themes now. I'll be honest, I don't know if I completely like it. Because the thing about the original Forgotten Lands, part of the reason that game didn't really touch all those other themes is because Kirby kind of adopts that new world, the themes of the new world, as almost just like new green greens. Like in the end, when you finally complete all the challenges and you defeat what's it called? Fecto Elphalus. You defeat him in his final form. You save Elphalin. You help him get over his trauma and get his missing half. You help him do all that. And in the end, you're not rewarded with a big bombastic theme of green greens. You're instead rewarded with the theme of the new world. Because it's like, yeah, Kirby saved the new world, and that's kind of the theme he takes on in this new world. That is his theme. The new world's theme and green greens basically function as one and the same. Whereas here, I don't know. I don't know. It kind of like goes against that. So it is what it is. I think it's good. I do think it works here since this new threat is from space. You know, it's kind of it doesn't have that history with this world, so it is kind of an external kind of thing. So it makes sense that it's not as involved with the new world motif. So it's like, and you know, usually with these things, I just give myself some time. Like maybe like after I give it a while, I usually come back around and be like, oh, actually, I do like this. So we'll see. But yeah, let's move on to. Hmm. I'm thinking this one. Oh, you know what, guys? Give me like 10 minutes. I'll be right back. You know what? I'm actually gonna end stream. I realize I've been streaming for quite a while. Usually I don't stream for this long, so I'm gonna cut it now. I might do another stream tomorrow or like a follow up stream. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you all enjoyed this drawing art stream. I mean this drawing and music stream. I had a lot of fun analyzing the soundtrack. Yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one.